Hey everyone, back at my treadmill. I had missed a day or two, but back at it. I've been trying to do my yard work because, it's spring and I didn't realize how many leaves. Then I had to get in the garage and just trying to do some spring cleaning. But anyhow, I took a little break from the treadmill, but I'm back on it. I'm going to try to do some arm exercises too today. I need to do legs, but I'm not going to guarantee nothing. I've been trying to drink more water and less juice. But I got on here because I wanted to just say, it used to be a time, I guess when I was younger, I'm watching this movie, is it Chanel? Oh, I forgot the name of it, but it's on Hulu. But it seems to be pretty good. It's about a bank heist. But anyhow, I like action movies. See, that's the ADHD done got me on something else. But back to what I was talking about, people pleasing. I'm so glad that I stopped trying to people please because it didn't do anything for me except having me upset and, thinking that I supposed to be at a certain status in my life and, not realizing that, life, is you never know what tomorrow holds, we go through things. We go through changes. Life go through changes. Things don't stay the same. And I'm glad that I don't worry about people pleasing. I had to give up friends, not because I didn't want to live up to their expectations, but because I don't like competition. And what I mean by competition is I don't feel that I'm in competition with them. But, sometimes when you get friends, they feel that you are in competition with them. And, if you do something, they have to do it better, or, you have to be able to have a certain lifestyle. And, I just don't feel like doing all that. If you're going to be my friend or whatever, let's just be 100, Life has its up and downs. Sometimes things don't work out the way we think they're supposed to work out. Sometimes we have to start over. We go through divorces. We go through menopause. We go through all kind of things. And life ain't gonna always be perfect. I know mine's not. And I don't want to pretend that I'm living a perfect Patty life, because that's unrealistic. And I don't want to set them unrealistic goals. I want you, whoever's in my life, to accept, the real me. That my life sometimes, I have bad days. I done been through a divorce. I done had to start over. I mean, things happen. So, this is me. This is me being real. I could tell you about times that, I didn't have certain things, or, times, or just like now, trying to budget, because I ball on the budget. And it ain't no shame. It's not no shame. I'm not going to go out there. I have one friend, she got off into Louis Vuitton bags, and that's good, if you can afford them. I'm not knocking them. But I don't want to have to feel that I got to be, going out there and getting me a $2,000 or $3,000 bag. Because right now, that's not in the budget. Even if I got the money, the credit, whatever, guess what? I still don't want to go bad right now, because it's something else that I could be doing with that money besides going to buy a bag. I try to hold on to my bags as long as I can. And if I do go get me a bag, guess what? I'm going to try to get it on auction or somewhere. So, and I really, this is not nothing that I'm trying to do right now anyway. It's not a necessity. So, like I said, this is just all to say, life becomes more simpler, and you be more at peace, at ease when you stop people pleasing, and know who you are living for and what you're living for. The only person that I have to please in my life is the Lord Jesus himself. But as far as me trying, and it don't